Dear friends, the financial and political systems of our world are said to be structured for the common good, but there's a lot of evidence that suggests that the benefits of these systems are strongly biased towards those who are wealthy, connected, and powerful. Those who have learned how to use the rules of the game to their own advantage are able to manipulate our systems to their own gain, while those who are outside the networks of power suffer and are often disadvantaged. This reality was, of course, no different in any of the eras in which the Bible was written. However, throughout history there have been groups of people who have challenged the bias and inequality in the world's systems. There have been those who have exposed the gatekeepers who regulate those who get in and those who is left out, and they have sought to live by different values and priorities. Of course, Jesus was the most significant of these prophets, and he called his followers to embrace his alternative way of living, in which the only law was the law of love, and in which everyone belongs. Now, friends, as we seek to follow Jesus both personally and together, we are called to bear the fruit of God's reign in our own lives, the fruit of compassion and simplicity and inclusivity and grace and generosity and justice. This week, we meditate on the contrast between Jesus' way and the ways of our human systems, and we seek to live according to the values of God's reign, even as we participate in the systems of our society. Now, this may sound challenging, and it is, but it's definitely worth the effort. It's not just those in formal positions of leadership who need to hear Jesus' message. Friends, if we have friends or family who respect our opinion, or if we teach Sunday school or lead a Bible study, or if we have our own children to look after, we are leaders. In fact, there is no person who is not a leader in some way to some other person. This means that we all need to be careful about the kind of influence we exert over others. In Jesus' parable, the tenant farmers who represent the religious leaders keep the fruit of the vineyard to themselves. In other words, they refuse to share what they have received, and they use their position for themselves. We do this when we manipulate others for our own sakes, or when we refuse to use our influence for the best interests of others. And when we do that, we cease to live as participants in God's reign, and we end up being contributors to injustice rather than givers of life. Are there any ways that you use your influence over others for your own benefit? How can you use your leadership, however small, to serve those around you this week? The best leadership invites others to grow into their best selves in their own way. And this means that listening is one of the most important practices of leadership. Dear friends, this week, make a special effort to listen to those in whose lives you exercise a measure of influence. Amen.